Welcome back, everyone. We're Irrelevant, and this is episode 2 of Irrelevant.
We're back.
It's not a podcast. It's just irrelevant, period. That's it.
It's just it. That's it.
There's nothing more to it. It's completely irrelevant.
We're back with a episode very, very soon after the first episode. We actually want the podcast hopefully to release on Mondays. So
yes,
that's the plan in the future.
We tried to get it out on Monday and got it out on Friday.
So we failed at the first one.
We definitely nailed that one.
Yeah.
This one will be on Monday. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
We're recording it on Saturday night, very late.
Yeah, imagine, what are you doing on your Saturday nights? We're recording a podcast.
Yep. Hey, man, listen, this is the grind. Yeah. I'm happy to be here doing this on a Saturday night.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
So just thank you guys so much for the support on episode 1. We had over 1,000 subscribers to the channel already, which is incredible. If you guys want to check those out, the video podcasts are all on the Irrelevant channel. And if you guys want to listen to them anywhere else, we're on Apple Podcast and Spotify. We're on Google Play, soon to be Pandora. We're anywhere you want to find us, we're there.
Pretty much on everything you could think of. Yeah. If it exists, we're probably on it. Yeah. You can probably listen to the podcast there.
We're there.
And speaking of the podcast setup, let's talk about this for a moment. We're already upgrading.
Yes, we are.
Let's already upgrading. The audio, hopefully, let's hope, should sound better this time around.
They don't know the struggles of the first time, I don't think.
You want to talk about that? It's kind of funny.
We should. It was all good and well until I got into post and realized that the syncing of the mics was slightly off.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes no sense. We recorded at the same time. I synced them up in the beginning, and by the end, by the hour later, they're way off.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the fact that we were recording on 2 separate PCs or something like that.
That was a mistake. So this time it's all in one PC. Hopefully it sounds phenomenal.
Let's hope.
And hopefully I don't have to do anything in post to make it sound that way, because last time it took way more time than it should have. Let's just say that.
And we got these boom arms now.
Yes, we do.
Which allows us to be able to talk closer into the mic, so it doesn't sound hopefully as echoey.
Hopefully not. Yeah. Hopefully it sounds amazing, baby.
Let's hope.
Amazing.
Very, very close to the microphone. We're here. We're finally here. But yeah. But again, the Elgato microphones are absolutely amazing, and we very, very much appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well shout out our sponsor once again, Elgato. The Wave 3 microphones is what we're using right now. Now that they're on a boom arm, I gotta imagine they do sound a lot better.
They have to sound better. We didn't do it justice last time.
No, I mean, I kind of still waiting for the moment where one of us screams into the mic or laughs really loud, and you can be like, wow, it handled the peaking amazing. Because it does. It really does. Yeah. So shouts to Elgato. If you guys want to check them out, it's elgato.com. They basically power all of our stream stuff, from recording to the microphones to the lighting that we're using, everything like that. So shout out to those guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it. Also, we're going to be starting a couple of new things on the podcast. Oh, maybe not a couple of new things. He looks really scared.
This is not planned.
What we're going to be doing with the podcast is we want to add a little bit of we want it to be loose. That's something we very much made clear last time. We want it to be something where we sit here, we can talk about whatever the hell we feel like. Yeah. But we want to also add some formality to it a little bit. So we're going to be hopefully adding a segment at the beginning where we're just going to talk to each other and say, yo, what the heck is up? What is going on in your life? What is up, JC and Matt? That's the segment right here is what is up, JC and Matt. So
yeah, it's like a week-to-week check-in.
Yeah, exactly. We want to have a check-in moment at the beginning of the stream or beginning of the podcast. I'm not used to this.
Oh, no.
I can't say stream.
It's happened already. This man's fresh off a stream, and he's already calling you guys stream.
Nice. Yo, chat?
It could be a stream at some point. I don't know if we'll ever get there. Yeah. I think video on demand is a lot better for this. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so the format of the episodes currently are, let's check in at the beginning of the podcast. Let's talk about the topics we want to talk about, and then have a Q&A session at the end like we did basically the whole time last time, but this time it's going to be more at the end. So if you left Q&A questions for us last time, be sure to listen to the end because there's a couple of them in here from the comment section and Twitter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So how are you doing, Matt?
I'm good.
Let's just start
there. It's going well, man. This was a busy week for us. So I guess we should start from the very top. I just started a production company about a year ago with my brother. We're in our studio right now. It's literally a bedroom out of our apartment. And we're trying to make things happen. We're working on a couple different projects, but the thing that happened this past week that was so great, I don't know do you know who Dom Mazzetti is?
No. Who's that?
All right. So
Should I know that?
There's people watching this will know.
Okay.
At least a good majority will know.
Is it sports?
More people than knew what Line Rider was. I can guarantee that.
Is it sports?
No. He's like a YouTuber. He's been around for ages. He's like a comedy skit kind of guy.
Okay.
Anyway, he you know what Bro Life Science is?
No.
Or is it Bro Science Life? I don't even remember anymore. Anyway, it's the same guy. He's phenomenal.
Okay.
We got to shoot with him this past weekend, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Our production company essentially got to shoot for one of his projects. I can't say what it is. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was a lot of fun. It was amazing. We also shot with Kristen Pierce. He directed it.
Jeez.
He's in like all of Jimmy Tatro's videos. I'm sure you know who Jimmy Tatro is.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people do. He's made it to mainstream.
Yeah.
But he started on YouTube as well. And Christian is his like right-hand man who writes a lot of their stuff. He's phenomenal. He's like incredible at what he does.
So that's what you're doing this week. You're just hanging out with some cool kids, basically.
It was so cool. For me,
relevant people.
Relevant people. I'm trying to become relevant, and we're working our way there slowly. Dude, to me, it was like a kid in a candy store. It was like,
yeah.
I don't want to say it was fanboying because I wasn't, but this was a really cool thing for me to be able to work with, truly work with the people that I've watched for years.
Yeah.
Like I love their content. I love what they do. They're so talented at what they do. And then to be able to work with them and see how behind the scenes, like how they put these things together.
How long does something like that take, if you don't mind me asking? Like how long does...
So we shot 3 full days for about 2.5 minutes of content.
Oh my God. Wait, just 2 minutes?
It'll probably end up being like just under 3 minutes of content, yeah.
Jesus.
We went out to El Mirage. It's like 2 hours out in the desert for one of the shoots.
Yeah.
We're in Santa Monica for one of them. I mean,
we love
when you're
Santa
doing
Monica.
like, this is like another level. This is like past, it's still in the YouTube realm, but it is like really producing it. Like we had maybe one of the days we had probably about 20 to 25 people on set.
Jeez, man.
So that's what we did this past week. A lot of other things in the pipeline.
It went well, though. It went well.
Oh, I think it went phenomenal. They were so cool to work with. Really like positive people, really encouraging. So much fun. We had so many fun moments on set.
See, I didn't even know about this. I feel like every
this
weekend...
is the stuff I can't talk about because it just takes like more than just a quick like what's up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a 5-minute, 10-minute story about what's really up.
Yeah. No, this is good. I like this because basically we come together like on the weekend a lot because we're busy during the week and everything. So it's always cool to hear what you're up to. You're always got these projects. So many people don't know who listen to this podcast probably just how many projects you probably do that
we're trying to do a lot right now.
They don't know about because you work for like you have clients, right?
Yeah, we're definitely starting to get more. Yeah,
yeah.
That's the goal of the production company. But that
gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, I can go on all day.
I'm so
I could have
a
full hour to talk about what we're doing, to be honest with you, which is great because that's what I need.
Yeah,
that's my weakness, right? I have too many ideas and not enough time. So, hey, man, we're doing a lot of the ideas.
Dude,
so
that's awesome. That is awesome.
I'm happy. This was a great week for me. Phenomenal week. It hasn't stopped.
Busy but phenomenal.
Since Sunday when we stepped on set or went to set till right now, it has truly been nonstop. Like I have a to-do list every week. We talked about this last week a little bit.
Oh yeah, the checklist.
Yeah, the checklist. Usually I'm able to get it all done within a week or like almost down to nothing. I started at about 70 things the top of the week and I'm still at about 15. Like I cannot get below 15.
See, that's for me. I still need to get with the program on using a checklist. I still don't do that. Like I want to every single time. I'm like, I every now and then I write some things down, but I haven't like put it in a format or like put it into a formal list or something that actually uses a checkmark system or anything. No.
What have you been up to though?
What have I been up to? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things. So I'll start with one. I've been working at my day job, which I still can't talk about yet. No idea what that is. I know what that is, but I can't tell anybody. It's been actually wild, the fact that I still can't say what that is. And I've been working that day job for months at this point. And a lot of people don't even know that. So during the day, I'm working on a game, which is pretty exciting. But at night, and this week has been big for me. This is the thing I can talk about. This is very nerdy compared to when you're like, yo, I did this insane production. I filmed like hours worth of stuff for only like 2 or 3 minutes. It was a lot of like work and stuff, but it's crazy. Like all these awesome people. Me, it's just I streamed Spider-Man this week. I played Spider-Man PS4 finally. That was the main event of this week for me, other than normal work. Was at night, loaded up Twitch, and for some reason I haven't played Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man game that came out from Insomniac. I hadn't played that game yet for some reason, even though it's probably one of the most sold games like ever, most sold superhero game I think ever, and just an absolute hit. And I finally played it this week, and I just got done streaming it and got to the finale tonight and beat it. And oh my God, it was good.
Yeah.
It was like playing Spider-Man 2, like the original Spider-Man 2 movie.
Okay.
But just as a game, and just way more villains. Just a ton of villains. Like every single villain that you can think of is like in that game. And it was emotional, dude. I was crying.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, I don't want to support that meme.
No.
But I was a little emotional. It was a good time. But yeah, that's why we're recording this on a Saturday night, because I had to play Spider-Man on PS4, and that's the main thing I've been up to. But it's been going well. Like
good. That's good.
The streaming life's been fun. I feel like I've been streaming a little bit more than you this week.
Oh yeah, you streamed way more than me this week for sure.
It's fun though.
I popped into your streams. They look like you're having a great time.
Dude, it's so sick.
A lot of great support, and it looked like you're having a great time. And I believe I saw a moment where you didn't have a webcam on.
Oh yeah, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that at all, or
no? No.
Not yet.
No, I'm nervous.
Ooh, nervous is good.
I'm nervous because I don't want people to like make it weird, you know?
Yeah.
Like you always want to be careful, like
that's true. That's
showing
true.
a relationship publicly and stuff. But I did that a couple of times. I think there's a couple of moments where I was playing Spider-Man and she stopped by and I turned my camera off and just let her try to play and try to understand the controls. And she's not like an avid gamer or anything, so she had no idea what was going on. She's like, what is all this? Like trying to dodge and all this kind of stuff. It was great. It was a fun time. But we'll probably see more of her soon, so no worries on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no worries on that one.
I mean, I've met her, but
yeah,
they haven't.
Yeah,
yet.
we've done escape rooms together. We actually did another, sorry, weird tangent, but we actually did another escape room this weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's like a
we
thing
did two.
now.
Don't forget, we did them back to back.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, escape rooms are the wave. We are going to make a pledge at some point. Like, I don't know, like we're in some fraternity or something. I don't know. But we're going to make a pledge right here, right now. We're going to do every escape room there is in LA. We have said it already as a group. It's going to happen. We've done literally 3 or 4 already in 2 weeks. Granted,
and we got way better this week than last week.
It's so much better. Dude, the one we did this week, I think it was called, I guess I could say it on this podcast. Vampire, I think.
Vampire and Pirate Bay.
Yes. But the Vampire and Pirate Bay one, I don't even remember what the location was, to be honest, where it was.
Maze something.
Yeah. But the thing that made it great is the escape room wasn't about, it wasn't like locks. There wasn't like a ton of locks or like
or keys.
And stuff.
Yeah.
It was genuinely like, oh, you move a book on the shelf and a door opens, or you put a candle somewhere and this happens. It was very much like
interactive.
An Easter egg. It was super like, it was so much better. So I really enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun.
Maybe that's why we like it so much. It's like real life Easter eggs.
Dude, it's like we've gone beyond the game now. Now we're actually
wow, that sounds so nerdy, but it's true. You're right.
Dude, we were talking about the fact if we could like have a GoPro in those things and how much fun they are.
It would be but the problem is they're never gonna let you bring that in because then it ruins it for everyone else. Right. I agree though. We did them back to back. I almost just dropped your girlfriend's name there for a second. Totally. That's why I said because I just almost dropped it by accident.
Just say M. That's what I say.
M?
Yeah, M.
Okay, that works. Anyway, she's like, we gotta do another one. We gotta do another one right now. And we didn't. It was great. I felt the same way because after the first one, it's like, oh man,
she was brave.
This is addicting.
She was brave. Like it's funny. We're the ones who talk on camera all the time and talk on podcasts and all this kind of thing. But when it comes to like social interaction, sometimes in those environments, we're just kind of like chilling. We're just kind of silent. And she's like, I'm gonna go ask him right now if we can do another one.
I love people like that because I never want to be the guy that does it.
Yeah, like this poor guy's like working like super late.
Yeah, it was like midnight.
Yeah, it was close to midnight. And she asked him, yo, can we do another one if nobody else is here? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he gave us a discount.
Yeah.
What a legend.
No, it was cool. I like that guy's up at midnight on a Friday night and we're running these escape rooms, this whole place. It was fun. So the first one was a 17% success rate, which is really low.
Yeah.
It's, it's like less than 2 out of every 10 groups that go in there actually complete it in the hour.
And we completed it.
And we completed it with
7 minutes, I think, left.
7 minutes left with only 3 hints. You're supposed to do 3 or less hints.
Yeah.
But people will end up asking for more, but that's kind of like, you're not really doing it yourself at that point. Yeah. And then the second one was like a 33% or 23% success rate.
And we did it with like, I swear,
with 17 minutes left.
And with 0 hints.
With 0 hints.
We destroyed it. It was one of those things where we just walked out of that room and we're like, this is too easy. We need hard ones.
Yeah.
We need really hard. Where are the hard escape rooms?
Listen,
can anybody point us
our
in the direction?
quest is to do all of them, like you said.
Yeah.
Which is going to be, it's going to take us a while, which is great.
Yeah.
It's going to be really expensive.
It's also like
there's probably
$20 to $30 a pop every single time.
Like $30 a pop per person.
Yeah.
There's probably at least 100 in LA.
Probably.
There's probably more than that. I mean, it's LA.
Yeah.
Each place has like 3 or 4. There's got to be at least a dozen places.
Very true.
More than a dozen places. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I think we can end up becoming like connoisseurs of escape rooms, and that could be. I'm cool. I'm cool for that. I love them.
Dude, it's so much fun.
Start just setting records on all of them. That'd be great.
I like how this is not even part of our notes today at all.
No, it's completely. This is where this is going to go every time, which is totally cool with me.
We have all these notes.
Yeah, we're looking at it like,
different
wow, we are way off where we started here.
This is just, hi, escape rooms again. We really
this
like
is what
them.
we've been up to this week.
That's true.
That's what we did last night, and it was a ton of fun.
But yeah, back to the Spider-Man stuff. That is what I did this week, other than the escape room. It was escape room, work during the day, and then Spider-Man at night. And speaking of Spider-Man, I want to sort of wrap this around to this. Tom Holland, my boy, have you seen what's been going on with that? This is more of a current event thing that's going on, but have you seen what's going on with that? What he's doing?
I haven't seen much. See, I feel like people really love Tom Holland.
They do.
He seems awesome.
I don't think there's a reason.
I'm not like riding the band. Like, I don't follow him closely.
Do you like the Spider-Man movies he did?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't follow him that closely. Like, to me, it's still Spider-Man. Like, he doesn't make it that much better for me, is what I'm saying, as an actor.
Okay, so the main thing that happened this week, if you guys don't know, is that Tom Holland posted a picture of him portraying Nathan Drake from Uncharted on, I assume, the set of the Uncharted movie that they are filming. And people, I mean, it had a ton of publicity. Like, I'm talking, I swear it had like 500K likes on Twitter or something.
Oh, geez.
It was nuts. And people are just, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I just want to know your thoughts on it, because that's something that happened this week.
Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
What if it's a total, what if it's completely nothing about the movie and it's just a Halloween costume? Just to mess with people.
No, but he is actually playing
right.
in the movie. It's not a lot.
I feel like he's done that in the past, where he's like gotten in like some hot water on things he's said.
You think it's an older ruse?
Nah, probably not. I'm just saying, like, what if it is? How funny would that be? People would be pissed though.
Well, the thing is, I'm wondering what they're gonna be doing with it, because Tom Holland is a little younger. Tom Holland is my age, maybe a little bit older than me.
He's probably between the two of us.
Yeah, he's like maybe like 24.
But he looks a lot younger.
Yeah, he might look
like he does
younger
not
than
have a
me.
beard. Like Nathan Drake has a beard in Uncharted, right?
And also Nathan Drake
he's like a burly man.
That's the thing. That there's been this sort of push and pull on seeing it, because I'm pretty stoked. I'm like, yo, Tom Holland, gotta
Sign
love him.
me up.
Like, he's like what, the American Dream guy of.
Dang, dude, you really like him that much?
He's a great guy.
He's the American dream.
I'm just saying, if I was like in high school,
he's the sex icon of our generation.
Maybe not that.
Not that much. Okay, all right.
Because I still think of him like as like young,
like
Peter
a little
Parker.
kid.
Yeah, don't say that. I don't. Even though he's older than me, probably.
I mean,
he's definitely older.
He definitely is. Would you compare him to like the level of Justin Bieber in Justin Bieber's prime when he was younger?
That's a good comparison.
I feel like it's close to that.
Similar,
it's getting close to that.
Yeah, it's probably similar to that.
He's that popular.
Yeah. I mean, the Spider-Man movies did so well, and
Well,
people
yeah,
love
then
them.
that, and then Avengers, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I could see him being on that level.
But how do you feel of him being Nathan Drake? It's like that's like a gaming icon. That
Do you think that's a problem? That he's
well, here's the thing. So a lot of people think that. Well, I've heard this always a ton throughout the years, that Nathan Fillion looks like Nathan Drake so much, and everybody wanted Nathan Fillion to be in the Uncharted movie as him. And so a lot of people were like, yo, this is not my Nathan Drake on the big screen or whatever. This is not my Nathan Drake. And they think Tom Holland might be too young for it, or might not be the right thing. But the thing that I'm thinking is, like, if they want this to be like a franchise, like if you want to make a bunch of Uncharted movies, this could be the Indiana Jones of the future.
Oof.
You know?
That is a bold claim.
It could be.
I guess so.
That's basically what the games
you're
are.
right. You're right. It could be. But how long has this movie been? It's been in the works for years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
The Uncharted movie. I feel like it's been. I've heard about that for a while.
It's been a couple of years. It's definitely been a couple of years. But the thing that I'm thinking is, and this is just my opinion on it. If anybody's listening, I'm sure people are listening and have an opinion on it too. But I think I don't mind if he's like a younger version of Nathan Drake, because at the end of the day, he can grow into the role even more in the future. Like if they make another movie, he's going to be even older.
If they're planning on doing it as a series, then it's probably better he starts younger.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
too.
that's what makeup and like costume is for.
That's true. You can, yeah, that's another thing. You can make anybody look like anything.
You got guys in like Friday. Jess and I are rewatching Friday Night Lights. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Anyway, they're all high schoolers. We're watching the show, not the movie.
Oh,
but they're all high schoolers. These guys in real life at the time they were playing their characters were 25, 28, and they're playing 17-year-olds. Like it's not that hard to do a couple cosmetic changes to make it look different.
Have you ever seen like Grease? You know Grease?
Yeah. They're way older.
They're like 40.
They're way old. Wow. I don't know about they were probably close to 40 actually. You're right. They were pretty
and they're
old.
playing high schoolers dancing around. Dude.
But yeah, I mean I don't have an issue with that at all.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it ever comes out,
I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll see. If he posted a picture, there's a good chance it's going to come
that's
out.
That's the other thing. I need to show you the picture. Why have I not shown you the picture? I failed you. I failed the entire.
I can get an idea. It's Tom Holland looking like Nathan.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, man's looking pretty hard. Yeah. not like that. Like he's looking like pretty badass. Yeah, is what I mean.
He looks good.
He does. No scruff though. I don't have an issue with this at all. Like I can totally. If the movie's good, I'll buy into that character. I don't care if he's awesome. Actually 17 years old. If he plays it well, I don't.
Even
care.
if he's a young Drake, it'd be sick.
It's great. Yeah. Because then he can grow into the character if the series does well, and they can continue it. Which is, I think anyone enjoys the game or enjoys him as a character or the movie will like that.
I feel like we're on the cusp of video game movies being better potentially than they used to be. There was this era where every video game movie just failed. And then we're sort of like we're sort of moving into a new age. Listen, man, the Sonic movie changed everything.
No, I was just waiting for it to happen, bro.
Dude, it changed everything.
I was waiting for it.
Dude, that movie, everybody expected it to flop. Literally everybody. Sonic movie looks like trash. Sonic doesn't look like...
because they changed the whole look of him because people were that mad.
Yeah, and they did it. They changed it. And at the end of the day, it was a pretty good movie. It was great for the whole family.
I actually didn't see it, so I couldn't...
Dude.
I can't tell you whether or not I agree.
Jim Carrey as Eggman.
I love Jim Carrey.
What's not to love? It was.
You reminded me of that. I might have to see it now just because Jim Carrey's in it, and I love Jim Carrey.
It was a good family-friendly movie, and I just want to see a sequel with my boy Tails. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see, everybody.
If you guys don't know, you guys probably know, but JC is a massive Sonic fan.
We talked about it last time, but it's my childhood, dude. It's my childhood.
He gets really going for it.
Dude, I just want to see the chaos.
I'll watch it for you, JC. I'll watch it for you. I mean, are there any other movies that are coming out that are video game oriented? I feel like there's some. I mean, James Bond's always won, but it's weird for me because it was. But I played the video game first.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So to me, it was like, oh, they make movies about this.
I feel like the James Bond games were like some of the only. You know, like when you had like all these movie tie-in games where it'd be kind of like a cash grab movie tie-in game that kind of felt felt really forced, you know? And I feel like James Bond, those games, just a lot of them were just amazing. I don't know what it was about them.
They were, but that was also a time like I don't know if I wouldn't play James Bond game now. To me, that had like the nostalgia factor because it was like the first game I played. And it was the first shooter I played, so they're phenomenal. But comparing it to what you can play now, it's very, very different.
There hasn't even been a James Bond game in a while.
Probably.
I don't think. I can't think.
I don't know of any now.
Yeah.
Well,
but you know what the really sad thing about all of this is?
What?
That we can't even.
We're
talking about movies, but we can't even go to the movie.
I was going to say, what movie are you looking forward to? But are there any coming out? I don't know. Probably. I mean, I can't even tell you the last time I was at a movie theater.
Sonic was the last one for me.
When was that?
February. It came out on Valentine's Day, baby.
You got it right in there before it hit. I don't usually go to the movies that often anyway.
True. But I really wanted to see Tenet. I didn't see Tenet. And I really wanted to see that, but there was really no way for me to see it that I know of. Because, I mean, Christopher Nolan, I love Christopher Nolan's stuff, so I really want to see that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like last Joker, I didn't see in the movie. I haven't been in the movies in a long time.
That's wild because you're so film-oriented.
I know, that's a weird thing.
Dude, what the heck?
It's weird. That's a really weird thing. I don't know. I don't actually know very many movies at all. I'm getting better at it now.
Yeah.
But I've watched relatively few movies compared to other people.
Are you more of a TV show guy than a movie guy?
Honest to God, I didn't watch any like mainstream, like no TV shows and no films. Not that many anyway. I was strictly a YouTube type kind of guy. Like I could tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, relax, bro. I'm serious. I was strictly
a content creating machine, 9 to 5.
From 2010, the last decade, I know the last decade of YouTube really well. I know who was in it. I know what was happening. I know what was doing well. I know like where the trends were going. I'm serious. That's all I watched. Like I love YouTube because it's it's so accessible. I am still irrelevant. It's so accessible. But
sorry, I don't mean to roast you.
No, you're good, dude. I mean, it is what it is. I'm serious. I'm being dead ass with you. But recently, I've started watching TV. It's like I feel like as soon as the second Z House happened, the guys got me into Game of Thrones.
Oh my God.
Which people had been loving throughout college. And I never even watched a single, like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones were popping when I was in college. And I didn't watch a single one. I didn't care at all.
Did you watch The Walking Dead at all?
No, I still haven't watched it.
I stopped.
I heard it was just not worth it at the point.
I stopped
after 2 seasons.
I stopped once Negan came into the picture.
I don't even know who that is.
He has a baseball bat with a...
To me, you're talking about a guy with a baseball bat. I have no clue. Anyway, Game of Thrones is what got me. They basically said, yo, let's watch it. And that was it. Like, ever since then, the reason I didn't watch TV a lot of the time, too, is because I get so addicted. Like, a good show, that's all I think about all day. Is like, yo, I can't wait to watch the next episode. And then once I start watching, especially with Netflix, I can't stop.
Yeah,
I literally,
I'm the same way.
I watched Game of Thrones, which is about, I think it's like 83 hours. I watched it in 2 weeks. That's an average of 7 hours a day.
What were you doing?
I watched 7 hours a day. And it wasn't like I didn't wake up and watch it. I woke up, did all the normal stuff, and then I watched from probably like 8 p.m. till 4 a.m.
What?
Give or take. I watched like 6 to 7 episodes. I watched almost a season a night.
Oh my God.
Close to it. A little bit less. The second, that wasn't the first time I watched it. That was the second time I watched it. I don't think you understand how like that is. Once that happened, I was like, yo, I got to chill out because this is bad.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Dude, this
is unhealthy.
See, that's why I've always been more into TV shows.
Well, now I really am.
Just because you get so addicted to
That's what
TV
I'm
shows.
saying. A good show, like, because it's like a whole different level than YouTube. Like, it's way better.
What is the most you've ever rewatched a show? Can I ask you that question? Like, do you have a show that you've watched over and over and over the most?
I don't really do that.
Is Game of Thrones that one?
Well, I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
I watched it the first time with the Z House guys, and then I binge watched it coming up.
I think
to
I got into
season 8.
watching it because of you guys. I'm pretty sure because I remember being there and watching one of the episodes in one of the final seasons with you guys.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what episode it was, but I remember
that.
I remember the sound playing, and all of us just went.
Oh my god,
upstairs.
Dude, so dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, that's probably that. And then I watched Breaking Bad twice. I don't think I watched anything more than twice really. I'm rewatching Friday Night Lights with Jess right now.
Yeah.
So that'll be number 2 for that. But I don't watch like 3, 4, 5 times. I will for Game of Thrones at some point. It's still my favorite show, even though they butchered the entire show over the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a shame. Anyway,
we're talking about Game of Thrones so fondly, but the ending is still so nuts.
We could get into this so hard.
Dude, I don't know if we should.
We really shouldn't, though.
I was gonna say the thing that I watch the most, and people who follow my streams probably hear this all the time, but
Lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have watched Lost, I believe 6 times, all the way through.
Oh my Lord.
6 seasons, and the first 2 to 3 seasons have like 23 episodes each.
Do you just like forget what happens, or you just love it that much?
I wish I could. I really wish I could. Dude, I would literally, I don't think you understand. I think this sounds so crazy, but if I could pay like $5,000 or something to just have like my memory of Lost deleted,
you'd do it?
Maybe more.
Because you liked it that much?
Dude, I wish I could watch it without knowing. Like, literally, like, oh my God, it's my favorite. It's just my favorite piece of media ever.
I haven't even seen it.
People hate it. People hate it, Matt.
Because of the ending?
Yes. Everybody hates it because of the ending.
Is it similar to Game of Thrones where it's like an amazing show and they really just threw it off with the last one?
No, but here's the thing. I love it. I love the ending. Every time I watch the ending, I'm like, this is a masterpiece. And then I go on the internet and I'm like, everybody hates this.
Wow.
And it's one of those things where like I genuinely think it's amazing. It's definitely not perfect, but oh my God, it's
I have to watch it
show.
now. I'll put it on my list. I've never seen it.
Is
that the one with the no? That's Cat. Is that Cat? He's got the volleyball. Draws a face on it. No, that's not Lost. Is that Lost? No. Castaway?
That's Castaway.
Okay, all right. All right. I'm just making sure. I sound like an idiot now.
Lost is plane crash.
There was a plane crash in that one too, I'm pretty sure.
Lost is plane crash and a bunch of people.
Okay.
That's what makes Lost good. It's all about the characters.
I have to. Have you ever seen
strangers.
You ever seen 24?
No, but I know what that is. That's
Jack Bauer.
What's his name?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes.
I love that show.
Yeah.
They just kept going though forever.
Lost is very much. Lost was written a lot by Damon Lindelof, and he wrote. I don't know if you saw Watchmen, but he also wrote Watchmen, and he also wrote The Leftovers, 2 shows which are also phenomenal. You'd probably like those potentially more, just because a lot of people thought Watchmen was amazing. I unanimously heard that show was really good. I still haven't watched Watchmen, actually. I need to. But in The Leftovers, oh my God, that show is crazy. I don't know why we're on this tangent.
Dude, shows are good.
Dude, but no, premise of The Leftovers. Do you know what the premise of that show is? Dude, this will blow your mind, okay? We could just talk about the premise and how creepy it'd be. Dude, the premise of The Leftovers is on a random day in October. It's like October 12th or something.
Okay.
Who knows?
Great month.
Wait, what?
Great month.
Yeah, great month. Great month.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. But on a random day in October, I think it's 2% of the entire world's population disappears.
Just for no reason?
There is no explanation on why. They just disappear.
Randomly.
Imagine you're walking, like we're sitting here having the podcast.
And it could be one of us.
And you just disappear right in front of my eyes. And there's no effect that happens. It's like I blinked and you're gone kind of thing.
Do my clothes disappear as well? Or do I like evaporate and they like just fall to the ground?
I think in the show the clothes did go with them. But like if you were drinking something, the glass would still be there, and the glass might fall.
Okay.
And that was the premise of the entire show, is what happened.
How many seasons?
3. And the
is
show
it still going or is it over?
No, it was over. It didn't get a ton of publicity, but the acting in it is phenomenal. It was on HBO.
I'll watch it. Leftovers and Watchmen.
It is depressing
and
though.
Lost.
If you like depressing stuff.
Okay, I don't like depressing stuff, but I like a good story.
It was good.
I want my emotions to be jerked around.
It's about like how people deal with grief and not knowing.
I can already tell where this is going to go.
It's very interesting because it's like they don't know why it happened. So it's like dealing with grief that you don't even know why. The grief is they don't know why. If they knew why, it's almost like they could accept it because it's like, oh, there's a reasoning, for it, whatever it is, where it's people, some super weapon got rid of people or some
you're always guessing what happened.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
Now we just got in this whole. I'm just thinking about all these other shows I want to talk about. I'm thinking about Outer Banks now. Oh man. Okay, let's leave us a comment and let us know if you want us to talk about shows more. I think we could do an entire episode about.
Oh yeah.
Just there's so much places you can go with that. Anyway. Let's keep moving on here.
Yeah.
We were talking about movies at one point.
We're talking about the fact that Spider-Man and Tom Holland and Uncharted and movies and the fact that we can't even watch movies.
You can't
right now.
You can't go to a theater. Well, maybe by wherever you're watching you can, but here in LA you definitely can't.
Yeah. And that sort of brings us to the idea of COVID. We hate to talk about it, but some people have been asking as well, just how do you deal with working in a COVID world? Like, how do you deal with working in a COVID environment from home?
Or just living, existing.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, I mean, actually, both of us.
Yeah.
Jess has been doing it as well. Just working from home. For me, it's not that different.
Yeah.
And like streaming stuff, obviously, is not that different.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, because a bunch of you guys asked this, honestly. A lot of people asked, like, how have you guys dealt with COVID this year, and how have you dealt with working from home and that sort of change up in your life? And honestly, for me, this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like aside from like eating out, like not going to restaurants and stuff as much, and aside from not going to places, I feel like my life hasn't changed that much. Like genuinely, like in terms of just because we already worked from home.
Yeah.
We had like one of the only jobs, luckily, that was, we already were accustomed to that. It's really weird for me. It's like I want to not work from home. I still haven't experienced what working in an office feels like.
You have a job now that has an office.
Yeah.
Or will have an office at some point. And you started,
and I still feel like
don't even really know the people you're working with.
Yeah, that's weird
because you haven't met them in person yet,
Yeah.
or I assume most of them.
Yeah.
Does that feel weird?
I've met a couple of them in person, but I haven't.
Do you think it'd be like, is it throwing you off at all?
It is a little. It throws you off a little bit because for me, it's very much. I think a lot about the fact that I don't know, like you know me, like I love talking and I love being able to just riff off of what somebody's doing. And the thing I've learned as well in game development. And this is sort of going into some dark territory. Maybe I can't talk about all of it. But, like in game development stuff, think about it like this. If you're working on something, every single time you want to ask somebody or talk to somebody, you have to ring them up. Anytime you have like one simple question, you could text them on the team chat and stuff. Mm-hmm. But anytime you want to talk to somebody, in an office environment, at least this is what's been told to me. In an office environment,
you just walk
there's a ton of times where you're walking the hallway, you're going to get coffee, and you go, "Hey, were you working on this bit?" Or like, "Hey, do you have an idea for this?" Or, "Hey, I want to throw this idea past you."
Yeah.
And you just walk away. It's super simple. But something about like not being able to have that interaction. Instead, you have to be like, "No, I, JC, am calling you Matt right now." That's so much more intimidating.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's so much more intimidating. In a way, even though it's from a screen, it's so much more intimidating to do that than if I was walking over to your desk and being like, "Hey, do you have an idea for this?" Or, "Hey,
It's also like it's hard to build chemistry that way and build rapport like as a team and
I know, and that's what I want so bad.
I think one of the things, because Jess is in a similar situation. She came out here. She moved out here in July, and she got a new job here. She hasn't been in the office at all. So she's never met any of the people she's working with in person.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat there with her.
Like she works from home every day. And for her, I think it's been a lot harder than, for me, I don't, this is always how it's been. So I don't think anything's changed for me really. But for her, she's like, I don't know these people. I've never met them. I don't know, like when they message me something, I don't know, like I might be like perceiving it the wrong way because I just don't know how they are. And it's really like throwing her off a bit, I feel like.
It's like that moment, you know, when you text somebody in a relationship and you don't know how they're actually texting you because you're not in person.
They give you a K, but you're not sure if it's really like a sassy K or it's like a I gotta run, so I'm just gonna really quickly type K.
Is that a I should never talk to you again K, or is that just okay? Like, oh, you're just saying that really quickly.
It's like when you're like a mom or your parents or like an elder person that doesn't understand text lingo will text you a K, and you're like,
Mom,
can't tell if they're like really not happy with me or they just don't know.
Mother, no.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like bringing that to, instead of just relationships, like girlfriend boyfriend relationship, to, oh, this is your work relationships like this now. I'm gonna text this person, about this idea. Well, I don't know if they're gonna perceive that as me being this way or
text
me being
is
another
ugly,
way.
Dude. Text gets ugly.
And then if you want to actually call, you have to be like, bing, 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 bing. Please answer.
Pick up a phone and call somebody in the year 2020.
Well, I guess not phone, but
computer or whatever, Teams or whatever, whatever you use. Discord, bro. The gamers communications.
Can you imagine that's where that's where everything's being worked on, just on Discord,
dude? It could work.
It could.
Discord's pretty good. I totally don't remember. Oh, yeah. So lockdown, right? That's where we were going.
No, we're still on it.
Yeah. My mind's in a million different places right now, dude. I have too many ideas in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, for those of you listening to this podcast, I don't know if you get the feeling of this yet, but these episodes are going to be very loose. We don't know what we're going to end up on. I don't even know how long we've been talking, to be honest with you.
I forgot to take the time. I think we're coming up on like 45 minutes ish.
Damn.
If I had to guess. Watch. I'm like on the money.
That's a lot. We haven't gotten to the Q&A section yet.
No. So we'll just keep going here. This is great. I like this though. You want it to be looser? This is loose.
Okay. We'll keep it loose.
The one thing I did want to ask you regarding the COVID stuff, which is why I kept asking about, if we're there still. When we're not in the COVID world anymore, or when things are somewhat back to normal.
Yes.
And we can start hanging out with friends again. I think we all would love to have a trip with a lot of our friends.
Yeah.
And I think the next thing coming up is really just like it would be a ski trip.
Dude,
that's the first thing I want to do, man.
Dude, it's always a ski trip. It's always a ski trip.
Ski trips are fun, man. They're great.
Always.
Listen, you're outside. You have a mask on already. Like, it's kind of a convenient, as long as everyone staying at our place is straight, and we're all like okay with it and comfortable, it should be okay. It should be a doable trip.
Yeah.
And I think the mountains will be open. I think they will.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I think for me, God, I would take anything at this point. Hanging out with friends. Like, you're the only person I've interacted with.
I know.
In months. It's like literally.
That sounds so sad.
It's really wild. Like, genuinely, even when it comes to like work and stuff, I'm on the computer. I'm not in person. So it's literally just you, my girlfriend, and Jess, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's really the only people I really see. So, and again, I was living in Austin near Noah J456 for a bit. And I miss the man so much. I want to go on a trip so bad with Noah again. Noah said he was doing something this week, I think. Like, he was going to hang out with some friends or something on like a weekend. I was like, dude, if only I was there, man. He's like, yeah, but you're not.
Oh, and wow.
You could just,
low blow.
I could feel just like this tension of, man,
I miss him,
dude. I really miss him.
Bro, we got to make a trip.
Ski trip, though,
Ski trip's good. Texas trip's great. Yeah. The summertime Texas trips are going to become like a yearly thing, I think.
Yeah, we've done it like every year for the most part.
I mean,
now.
Last year, Canada and Texas were phenomenal trips.
Oh, my God.
All the boys, you got 15 dudes in a house with unlimited White Claw. Like, what can go wrong? Nothing. Dude, nothing can go wrong with that.
There's a picture somewhere. I might have to send it to you so you can put it on this podcast. But there's a picture.
Not what I'm thinking of.
No. It's a picture.
Oh, I can't tell that one.
It's a picture of just the White Claw stack on the clerk's counter.
The pyramid.
Yeah, it's just this pyramid of White Claw. And this poor guy who's like, checking us out. He's just looking at us like we've completely done him wrong.
There's like two people ordering 50 cases of White Claw. We genuinely had a obscene amount of White Claw.
What's so funny is me living there in Austin and going to Noah's house a couple of times. That White Claw was like still there like a year later.
We bought so much.
He's literally just held on to it.
He's just saving it for the next time.
Yeah, he knows.
He's saving it for whenever this is, whenever we can get back together with the boys. Dang, dude. Oh man, there's so many stories from
there's
just
a lot
1-2 weeks of
even
trip.
with all of those topics we just went through. There's a lot of tangents we could still go on in future episodes.
We got plenty of time. We got every Monday.
Every Monday. That's the goal. That's the goal. We want your Mondays, guys, to be a little bit better. Mondays suck for a lot of people.
But now you got us.
Yeah.
They suck with 2 irrelevant dudes. So what could be better than that?
You working on homework? Well, you better be listening to us talking about Tom Holland. I swear to God.
The good thing is, each time we go on a tangent, say, we're not going to go down that road. Let us know.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell us, this is something that you guys should go deep on, go deep on. You should go down the road of talking about. Yeah. Because we will. We'll revisit some of these and do them like on a deeper level.
Yeah. I guess you want to move on to the Q&A
Yeah.
section?
Let's hop into the Q&A.
All right. Let's wrap up the podcast with Q&A. So again, like we told you guys last time, Q&A is something we want to do on every single episode because let's face it, at the end of the day, what are we without the viewers watching and the listeners watching, the listeners listening, actually. And we want to always include you guys in the podcast if we can, because it's always really, really fun. So we got a couple of questions, not a lot, but just a couple to end off the podcast here. And guys, feel free to leave questions on the comment section of the video podcast or tweet us on Twitter at JCBackfire, at MC Sports Talk. We see pretty much everything. Just say this is a podcast topic idea or just a question for the podcast. Yeah. We'll see it. And just like these guys, you might be able to get in the episode. So starting off, we got a comment from G. Miffy saying, suggested topic for the podcast. Talk about content creation on Twitch and YouTube, but more about how you started and the initial grind, getting to know the struggles and the actual initial process would help many aspiring content creators. Let me expand on this a little bit because I think he worded it a little bit differently in this one than he worded it on my stream. He actually asked me this question on stream to be in the podcast. I was like, that's a really good one. I'm going to try to remember that one. And he was mainly asking me on stream, what we always hear, especially in the first episode, we always hear, okay, what was the first thing you did to start your channel? And what was the thing that like made you blow up or whatever? If we blew up, I don't know. But I don't know if you can say that with our stuff, but you always get like the beginning and the end, right? You get the beginning bit of where you came from, and then you get the end of like, when people finally started watching your videos. Not really blowing up, just when people finally started watching. But you never really hear like the struggle bit. Like, what's a year for you off this question? What is a year for you where you feel like looking back on it was like the struggle year in terms of content creation? Is it now? It could be even now.
For those of you who got the video on this,
he
put his hands up, one here, one about 5 feet or 3 feet apart.
6.
Well, for you got the wingspan of a freaking eagle. No, six, I'm over here. I got these little T-Rex arms going on here.
The 6 feet apart.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Anyway, my point was the space between the start and the finish.
Yeah.
You already answered the question. That space between when you start and when everyone sees you is the struggle. That is it. That is the whole. You just described it.
My man just destroyed me. That was crazy.
Okay, because people don't see the part where you are struggling, usually, because they only seen you once you made it.
Yeah.
If you look at anyone else, like anyone who's made it in any kind of industry, 9 times out of 10, there's so much before that you don't know about because they're grinding and trying and failing and trying and failing and struggling to make it.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, I think for my MC Sport Talk, right? Because that's just one thing now of many things that I'm trying to do. I don't know if there was ever a struggle for that because that started as true passion.
Yeah.
And it became a job. I never was like, yo, this is what I'm going to become a mega YouTuber. I never dreamed or thought that was going to be my career.
Yeah.
And I'm still not a mega YouTuber, just to denote that. But it kind of, I just like doing it and I did it for fun. And then it became a job and I stuck with it. And that's what, now it's led to all this other stuff. But right now, I've basically clean slate restarted last year. Mm-hmm. we sold Top 10 Trends. And after that, I basically took a year off of YouTube. I didn't post much at all or do anything. And we basically were planning to build this new company. So this past year for me has been the struggle. And it's ongoing. I think this past week, to be honest with you, it's crazy as it sounds that we're starting this podcast now. I feel like we're hitting a stride. I think we're hitting our first little break, you could call it.
Yeah. Because you have a place you can vent now.
Well, not even because of this. Just mean like things are starting to happen. Like,
yeah,
I think I've done enough to know when you can see things that are happening. It's like kind of a sign that it's going somewhere. And I think we're seeing that right now. Whether or not it's public or I'm talking about it all the time on social that everyone else knows of, like it's happening behind the scenes, and I'm super thrilled about that. But to me, the struggle is just the time from whenever you say I'm going to do it to making it to your break. Or making it to something that you're proud of or a success point or whatever you want to call it. And the hard part about the struggle is you have to keep going when shit's not working.
Dude, I wish I could tell people this.
That's it.
I wish I could tell people this all the time. If you are an aspiring content creator, honestly, whatever you're doing on the internet, if you're doing something on the internet, this advice might not be good past the internet, I'm not sure, but just in terms of getting people to listen or watch your stuff, right? It is absolutely a consistency of don't let it get to you if it doesn't work out the first time. I can't tell you how many times I've uploaded a video and I'm like, that didn't do super well. And then you get into a mindset of, well, now I'm sort of discouraged and now I don't want to do more of it because that one thing that I was like, I've seen people all the time, they'll spend months on an idea and they'll be like, oh, it didn't really work out that well. And then they'll just scrap it and go to another idea and then spend another month or two on another idea and just be super inconsistent with uploading or whatever they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's just, if you have a passion for it and you just do it and just keep doing it, that's when I feel like you see a lot of like reward for your effort, is when you kind of look past the failures of it the first time. Something that I've realized recently, especially when I read this question, G. Miffy, is some of the worst years I think I ever felt as a good example is 2016. 2016 is such a perfect example of my YouTube stuff. I thought that year, every video I made, I was like, these are garbage. These are trash. Like these are not, like every time we recorded a video, it was like, oh man, it's just not that, like, it's just gonna take a long time to edit. It's just not that funny. I don't think people are enjoying my channel too much. Still to this day now, a lot of people think my 2016 content was like the best out of all of it. And I don't know how that happened, but it makes me think a lot about the fact that a lot of it is just really the mental struggle in your own head about it. It's more about getting over the fear of, oh, this is not working. Oh, I don't think people are gonna like this. Half the time you think something sucks and other people might think it's amazing. Like we might look at the podcast and be like, yo, that was trash. But then maybe somebody out there is like, yo, I really liked listening to it. Yeah. Like honestly, like for us with the first episode, it's like, yo, was that good? I don't know. Like we thought it was pretty good. Yeah. But you know, we might have like an error or two here and we're like, dang, I hope it's okay. And then you guys have been super supportive on the podcast already. And we're just like, yo, what the heck? That's amazing. Like that really like blows my mind. We didn't expect that many people to be super supportive of it.
It does go both ways with that though.
Yeah.
There are times where you'll make, I mean, I know for this for sure.
You'll spend hours on something.
A long time working on something and it doesn't go well, or people don't appreciate it the way that you felt about it. And that's just, you know, being subjective. Like everyone's got their own opinion. That's just how it's going to go. But I think to speak to the struggle more, like good things take time.
Yeah.
It takes time. It takes consistency. And they've probably heard this by now if you've asked this question before, because the answer is going to be the same a lot of the time. Consistency is everything.
Yeah.
The people that make it are the people that have stuck through long enough to fail it multiple times and not get where they wanted to go long enough to get somewhere. It just, sometimes you need a little bit of luck and you need to keep putting the effort in. Yeah. Not giving up on it.
That's your favorite creators are probably uploading all the time and they stick with it. And that's why they're in that position, to be honest, is because they stick with it and they keep going. And they don't get discouraged if something doesn't work out. They just either try something else really quickly or they keep working on the thing that they got discouraged about and eventually works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. No matter how, if you're passionate about it, if you don't really care that much, I mean, there's no point doing it in the first place. But if it's something that you care strongly about, even if it's not content creation, anything, keep going. Keep your head up and keep going. That's the advice.
Motivational speeches on these episodes.
Oh man, I could do this all day. I love this shit. All right, next one. What do we got?
Next one we got.
Okay, so Walter Drinker asks, "What is it like to basically be married and be a streamer?" I can't speak to that.
Neither of us are married yet.
But in a relationship and being a streamer or content creator or a self-employed person, I guess, because that's all on the same level. I wonder if
people who had normal office jobs and they're working from home for the first time, I wonder if they're now feeling what we've always felt as streamers in like relationships. Do you know what I mean?
As in you can't
it's really hard to disconnect.
See that, dude, this is a combo where I just do not. I know I don't feel the same way about this as a lot of people do.
You're gonna blow my mind. What?
I don't have any issue with that.
Issue with what? Not disconnecting?
I don't have that issue. Like, I don't get that. I don't get the disconnect thing.
Dude, I could go down a whole rabbit hole why I can't.
I mean, my argument is I'm sitting in a bedroom in my apartment. All day I sit in the room next to this in my apartment. Yeah. Then I sleep in the next room in my apartment. I never leave this place, ever. And I don't have an issue with it.
Dude, I think you've done it for so long, your brain is like insane and doesn't recognize the fact that
that might be it. It's always been this way. In college, doing content, living in the same room, in the same literal room as another person, sleeping next to it, rinse and repeat.
See, I had to move my setup to the living room because
you couldn't do it.
I got really, really tired of it being in my room because it felt weird. It felt like no matter what I'm doing, this room is my life and this is only my life, like nonstop. Yeah. And I need to just be able to get away from it for a bit for my own mental health. I don't know how you do that. How the hell do you do that?
I think for me, it's the same reason that I don't like people hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Monday's the same day as every other day. Every day is a Monday. I'm serious.
Dude, what?
Because I'm doing something I like to do and working towards a goal every single day. They're all the same day. They're different for other people, and I understand that. Like the weekend's still the weekend because on the weekend, you don't have your day job.
Right.
So we can hang out.
That's true.
So I plan around that. But to me, it's the same day. I don't care that it's Saturday night. It could be Tuesday night. It could be Wednesday night. It could be Monday. I don't care. It's the same thing. I'm serious. I feel this way. I really do. This is why I'm like, I don't know if I want to really go down this hole because people do not. But this is not the norm. I don't want to make you seem like.
Oh no, I know.
This is not normal.
It's fascinating to me. I don't know how.
This is just how it's always been for me, and I really don't. In fact, I think I would hate to have a 9 to 5 and have to go into an office Monday through. I would hate that. That would make me so mad. It really would.
That's so interesting.
The only way it wouldn't is if it's something that I started and built, or I'm a part of and built, like our own company. That's eventually. I'd love to have a studio space, so we're not shooting out of a bedroom, more or less.
Well, that's essentially what I'm doing, though. Eventually, once
you're going to a studio, but see that.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting this at all. I'm not looking down on it. No, I don't want it to feel that way because I don't.
I just think it's interesting that you. Like,
I just
that's
personally,
what I want.
I feel like the opposite of what most people do, I think, which is totally cool. Like, I don't have any problem with that at all.
That's nuts.
Like, that's how the world is. That there's a reason it's that way because it works and people need that.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know. It's not me at all.
Okay, well, let's.
Sorry. This is totally not the question either. Like, this is completely not the question.
You just have a moment where you're just like, whoa, sorry.
I just went off on that one. The question was the good, the bad, and ugly of being a streamer or content creator in a relationship. Do you want to go first on that?
Yeah, I'll go with
I've
this
talked.
I think let's just like put like a
just
wall
put me
around
in a little
you
timeout zone. I'm done. I'm done talking for the next 5 minutes.
I just realized that Matt is a very different person from me. Oh my God. Okay, so good and bad and ugly being in a relationship as a streamer. Okay, the good. Clout. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Wow.
No, dude, all I can say
Just
is
wow.
I'm not gonna name any names, but I remember I remember going to a party with somebody before. And I think you were there. And I, like, one of the things I watched them do is go, yo, look at my Instagram.
Oh,
look at my Instagram.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that was a joke. But I think the good is.
No, there's no good.
Oh man, don't put me on the spot like that. Don't say.
Do you want me to help
nothing
you?
good. I think the good is that, and this is honestly something I think about a lot. I think it's fun. Liberal arts is fun. Making videos is fun. It's very like creative. It's like very, kind of artsy. And I think about this all the time, but you're kind of creating a library of your life a little bit. I think there's an element to it of almost like in a home video way of looking back. Like when you were a kid and your parent has some tapes of you as like a baby and you're like, oh, there's me as a baby. And there's like these home videos we have.
Yeah.
I feel like we're slowly, like, as a content creator, that's like a really cool aspect to it. It's like, oh, you're going to be able to, like, my son's going to be able to see when I was doing this podcast with you. That's really weird to think about. Hello, future son, future daughter.
That is, I didn't think about that.
But that's something I think is the good. It's like,
you're documenting your life.
Yeah, you're documenting stuff that, it's memories. You're making memories and you're documenting memories a bunch, right? The bad, I think, the bad is it's hard to disconnect. I think genuinely, a lot of times in relationships for me, granted, right now I'm in a really healthy relationship, which I'm really thankful for. But in the past, it's been hard for me to, especially with school going on too and all that sort of stuff, it's been really hard for me to disconnect from just thinking about all of my stuff all the time and thinking about, well, if I go on a date tonight, I should probably not look at Twitter tonight. I should probably not look at what, as much as I love you guys, everybody listening, like I probably should put the phone down and not worry about it, or put the phone down and disconnect from it, And so I feel like that aspect of it, for us, at least for me personally, I have to check Twitter every day. If I don't, I feel like I've messed up. And especially with my job in the future, I'm definitely going to have to be on Twitter during the day. So it's going to be really, really hard to disconnect and be like, oh, let me turn my brain off from thinking about feedback or what people are saying or what people are commenting on. I have notifications on my phone on YouTube at all times. That's something a lot of people don't have turned on.
Yeah, no.
I could pull up my phone right now. Let's see. I have a comment right now from Tommy the Sparta. I don't know what video, but it just says, hi, JC, what's up? Smiley face.
Oh, man.
Every time I open my phone, I see a comment from somebody. A lot of times, it's a comment making fun of me.
Why do you want that amount of notifications?
Because at the end of the day, I feel very blessed. And it's like, it's a double-edged sword. It's like at the end of the day, I love turning on my phone sometimes and seeing like a nice comment. Like that guy who just said, hi, JC, smiley face. He was really happy. Like, that's really cool. It's a really cool interaction. It's very simple and very basic, but it makes me happy to see someone interacting on something I've made. But the double-edged sword of it is sometimes you'll say I'll be on a date or something. I've just given like an example. I'll open up my phone and it's somebody saying my video's trash.
And your
mood just goes like,
crushes your mood.
You're like, dude, why'd I have to look at my phone right then?
Because it takes you out of the moment you're in with that person.
Yeah,
I feel that.
And maybe this is some problem I have with not disconnecting, and this is why I need to disconnect more.
I'm seeing why this is very different for you than it is for me.
Yeah. Do you not look at comments as much?
I do, but it's so. I guess I'm not going to call it a rule, but the way that I've always done it, ever since I've become at least had some kind of following, I don't have any notifications on.
You have
Everything's
to go and
off.
search for it.
If I want to see something, I have to go and search it out myself.
See, I think
I'm not seeing getting stuff, because otherwise I'd be on it all day.
Right. Well, I'm not on it all day.
But if I pick up my phone and I see like a comment and I can't be doing that.
See, for me, a lot of my stuff was based in, and guys who are long-term like listeners of my stuff, a lot of my stuff was based in literally reading comments all the time.
Your content was based around it.
That's all my channel was. So half the time I would get a comment and I'd be like, oh, okay, this is going in the next episode or something.
Right.
You know, like I got accustomed to doing that and reading comments a bunch. So it's really hard for me to just be like, nah, I'm not.
That makes sense.
Not having notifications.
And now your job is, reliant on that in some way.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I would say it's a good and bad thing. Like sometimes it's really, really cool. Makes my day so much better to read a comment. Some days it's, oh boy, like that can take me out of the moment a little bit. And I would just say in terms of relationships, I think it's just that being your own boss feeling, like you'll be doing something and you have that feeling of, oh, should I be putting my time into this? Should I be putting my time into something else for my channel or something else for streaming or whatever? And I've had trouble with that in the past before where, and see, for me, actually, relationships were kind of a good thing for me. And because it would sort of like force me to like get the hell out of the house. It'd be like, JC, you literally, like, your girlfriend wants to hang out tonight. You need to go hang out tonight. You need to get off the computer and get off thinking.
So that helps you, your relationship helps you disconnect.
Yeah. It's not reliant on it. It's not reliant on it. Like, I don't need a relationship to disconnect, but I would say for me, like, that's something that I like being in a relationship because it's kind of like, it's one of those things where if you be your own boss and you're always thinking about, like if I, like, for example, if I didn't know you here and I didn't have a girlfriend here, I would be by myself in my room in LA at all times. And that would make me probably stream longer. That would make me probably work more hours on a video, God knows what.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily bad, but in some cases though,
you're never disconnecting them now.
It's really hard to disconnect. But if you have that little, like, literally just being friends with you, it helps me.
Yeah.
Because it's like tonight, I can go and do something different. Even though we're here doing this, it's like, it's getting out, it's doing something differerent. And I don't know where I'm really going with this. Basically,
no, I get it.
Because we're talking about disconnecting and talking about like mental health and stuff.
That's the good and the bad.
Yeah. It's the good and the bad is it's like being your own boss is you got to actually tell yourself to stop. You have to tell yourself, don't always keep thinking about this. Like, you need to focus on other things in your life. And like, I've definitely been in a relationship before where somebody was like, dude, like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're spending way too much time on that or something, I want to take that. That'd be my answer as well. The good and the bad of a relationship, from my experience, is you are your own boss. You set your own schedule. You make your own calls, right? Like, I don't have to go in the office Monday to Friday, and I don't have like a set amount of time I have to be away and doing whatever. That's great. If we want to do something on a certain holiday or a weekend or whatever, I'm like, cool. We know we want to do this. That's time I'm going to spend with you, Jess. That's our time. Yeah.
And I can work around that, no problem.
Do you have the feeling of you got to plan it out more because you have to be your own boss?
That's what I was going to say next. Like, that's the curse too, is that she has a set job. Yeah. So we both know this is when you're working, that's off limits. Like, we can't debate that. Mm-hmm. But it becomes a gray area for me because I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, if you don't want to take off to do this with me because you have to do this other thing with all these guys when they're able to record. Yeah. She thinks it's like me just not choosing her over the work. Sometimes, not every time. Yeah. She might get mad at me. She might get mad, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight as hell on this podcast, and I don't care. I'm going to be honest about it. That's the ugly thing. Because sometimes she'll think that, like, and I can see, like, I would be mad about that too. Like, you can choose to not do this and hang out with me for something that's important to me, but you're not. Mm-hmm. And that's your, like, you put the blame on me at that point. But the way I see it is, like, certain things are very, like, they're, like, you have to prioritize that are, like, these are important moments, and I have to be there for them as far as, like,
that's why I'm saying a relationship has always been good for me, because it puts that little thing in your head where
You have to be better at time management.
I got to be better at my time.
Yes.
I got to be better at
yes.
at managing what I'm doing during the week if I am going to make this relationship work.
It absolutely. That is the good and the bad for me. That's helped me grow, but it's tough. It's a tough point because I totally understand where she's coming from. And I have to, and it's all on me. Like I have to make the decision of what time do I put to this? What time do I put to this?
Yeah.
Not that one's more important than the other. She's more important. At the end of the day, like if it came down to it, she's more important. But like I recognize opportunity. That's a big issue of mine. I would say is I'm like too opportunistic sometimes. If I see an opportunity, it's very hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
Unless I can really come up with a good reason not to.
Yeah.
But that's that. I don't want to. We should probably move on. We went
No, that was
hard
good,
on
though.
this one.
That was good though.
It was.
Also, to be honest, we'll probably bring that question back up when we actually have some guests that are married. I think that'd be really good to talk about with them. Like how married life actually is. Because
I'm curious.
At the end of the day, we're not married.
No.
And
it's a different level.
Yeah, it's a very different level.
Because there's no. I think I'm saying I'm close to that level.
You're definitely there more than me.
Like we're in a very, very serious relationship at this point, but I'm curious to see how married life is, especially for someone like Noah. Because I would love to see how he feels about that.
Dude, there's sometimes I don't want to throw Noah under the bus here, but there's sometimes, man, I'll be on Discord with Noah till like 3 a.m. and I'm like, dude, it's like 3 a.m. How are you able to just be on Discord with me till 3 a.m. when you're married? Like I don't understand.
That's
Maybe
the other thing.
Martina just must be like an absolute amazing person.
I think as a person who's not the streamer in the relationship,
most understanding person.
You have to understand it. If you don't, it's good luck. That's going to be very hard to make that relationship work, I think.
I would say that's another bad. You have to make sure that you find somebody who
gets
understands
it. And supports it.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, get out. Just get out right now. It's not, if you care about the content creation as a career or like seriously as a hobby, it's not going to work. It's just not.
Yeah.
Next question.
Damn.
Greg Hatfalvey, I think. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Have you guys ever thought about getting into music, maybe making music? And what type of music do you guys like?
I feel like
artists.
This is going to be probably a quicker question than all the others.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say yes, but I don't know if I have it in me time-wise.
You thought about making music?
Dude, I've thought about the idea of, bro, there's got to be a way to learn how to do it. There's got to be a way to learn how to do it.
There is.
How cool would that be? You know? Like, I've thought about something I want to do recently. It's actually really, really funny. When I was single earlier this year, I was thinking, well, I got like no time, or I got all this time to myself, basically. I'm going to learn how to play piano. Still have not attempted. I really need to do it. I think when I got into a relationship, things just changed rapidly quick. But that was something I really, really wanted to do. I really wanted to learn the piano, not the guitar. Sorry, Dad. My dad really wants me to learn the guitar.
That hurts.
But it just hurts my hands. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, you could play together if you play piano then. You know?
Yeah, it's
you
true.
can make some really cool stuff together.
But something about the piano is really cool to me. But also making music, I was like, dude, there's got to be a way to just make some sick tunes. Like Jack, living legend, right? Our friend Jack Kennedy can just make amazing music. Like, I just wonder what he did to like really learn how to do that, you know? Well, it'd be a really
We're
cool
going to find out, I imagine, at some point.
I wonder if we'll ever find out.
Probably. Probably we'll find out at some point.
The thing that I've always wanted to do is, sorry, I'm just like taking hold of this question very hardcore, but one of my favorite music genres is future funk. Future funk, everybody.
Do you have like an artist we can check out for future funk? I'm not even sure what future funk is. I feel like
Young Bay.
Young Bay.
I think his name is Young Bay. Does future funk. Also, Macarosa, or however you say it, Macross. I don't know. You can look that up.
Okay.
But future funk is, do you know what that is?
I don't think so, no.
It's essentially, all right, this is what gets me going, dude. If I ever hear this music, I'm dancing or I'm just vibing. Like, it's like, I feel like I'm floating, dude. I just feel like it's the greatest feeling, like ever. It's like the greatest feeling. It's essentially like taking like an old school song from like the 80s. A lot of times it's from Japan. It's like
okay.
a song from Japan culture, and remixing it in a future cyber punky way. It's like taking an old song that sounds old, but making it sound new. It's future funk.
Okay.
And
okay,
dude, and there's so many. You just look it up on YouTube. Just type in future funk and just listen. Bro, I could listen to it for days. Literally, it's the greatest stream music to me. I use it on all my streams. If I could make that music, it would essentially be like what people do when they make that music is they take an old song and they
make it new.
They make it new.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way for me to learn how to do that. I want
to
learn.
There is.
I want to learn.
But I would just argue at this point you have too many ideas. Just saying. I mean, you want to play piano. You want to learn how to play future funk.
He's getting me back from the too many ideas.
Listen, dude, that one caught me off guard when you said that. He said my weakness is I have too many ideas.
Dude, I like hurt him so bad.
No, he didn't hurt me, but I'm gonna really grill you on it until I can't anymore.
I feel like a lot of us are that way though.
No, it's a valid point, but this is gonna really put me right in the dirt. I've thought about it a lot. Just the fact that I have too many ideas thinking about, I don't know. Anyway, I've thought about making music too. Actually, in college, that was my dream. That was like my dream thing. Like that was my ultimate dream job, to be like a world-renowned DJ. I swear.
Did you ever make any music?
No, not really. I made mixes. They still exist.
Did you?
And I'm looking back on them. They're fucking great. They bump, dude. But none of the music I actually made. They were all just like mixed, like mashups.
Yeah.
Basically, like taking two songs or a couple songs and putting them
future
together or
funk.
mixing them. Not really though. Like these are already pre-existing songs. They're not
really
old.
want to say future funk again.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
No,
So that was it. And just because I don't know, like going to Ultra, like a big music festival, seeing those guys up there, it's like that's it. Like that is what I want in life.
Yeah.
To just be on a stage, just controlling the crowd, playing your music. Like, it doesn't matter what language these people speak. That you're all listening to the same thing. You're all feeling the same vibe, dude. That might sound stupid, but I swear, like, that's the coolest thing ever, dude. Yeah. That's the coolest thing I could think of doing ever. But I've never done it. It's too late. That time has passed. We went to a different creation. We went to the visual creation as opposed to the audio creation.
And then Jack went from visual to audio.
Yeah. Well, he's in the transition, I would say. But yeah, I love. It's just such a cliche thing. Like I love all types of music. I don't like country really. I'll put up with it.
Who does?
Jess loves country.
Really?
Oh, loves it.
How?
I don't know. It's just all like sappy lyrics, dude. It's just like all about. I don't want people are gonna be like, "Oh,
Johnny Cash,
you hate country, you piece of shit."
Johnny Cash, though, good.
There's some good country songs, but to me, it's just like very, like country. The lyrics are, I don't know, they're like too cheesy for me. To me, the music I like the most is when the melody makes me feel something, like genuinely. Like if I can listen to a song and it starts making me think about something and I can cry from it, count me in. Love it.
Are you a fan of video game? Oh God, I didn't mean to say video game first. Film scores and video game scores.
Yeah, like Inception, some of the greatest soundtrack of all time, I think. Inception, Interstellar.
Oh my God, Interstellar.
I could cry to those songs. I could cry to the Interstellar like theme song.
Dude.
It's just so beautiful.
Dark Knight.
That is unbelievable sound. Like good stuff like
you bump that in the car as you're driving. God, you feel like you're driving the Batmobile, man.
I want if music can hit me, like slap me right across the face with the feels, I'm about it.
Yeah.
I don't care what emotion it is.
Yeah,
if it's good, bad, sad, happy, motivated, like that's what music is. So whatever does that for me, I don't care what genre it is. That's what I like the most.
Damn. We are like taking these questions and going like 200% with them each time.
Yeah, we really are. We're big bringing these questions.
Is this the final question?
This is the final countdown right here.
Okay. I have no idea how long this podcast has been.
Judging by the monitor here, we are well over an hour. we're probably an hour and 22 minutes in, according to what I'm calculating here.
All right, let's make this one quick then.
So let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, we need to wrap this thing up because we said, guys, at the beginning of the podcast, we went, yeah. Before we film this, we're gonna try to stick to 50 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes on this one. It's an hour and 20.
We're like, yeah, the last one was a little bit long. Let's keep this one shorter.
It's longer.
Doubles it.
It all started when we went on a tangent in the beginning about.
But and we cut off tangents too. We could go for.
We did cut the ski trip could be an entire episode on itself.
Okay, let's right now. Osbel Gomez, have you ever considered moving to another country, learning about new cultures, different points of view from different people, a new language, etc.? And if you did, where would you like to go?
You want to take this one or me?
I've never considered moving to another country. That to me is like too extreme.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think we're both the same there. I don't think we'd move from the U.S. probably unless the U.S. just went to hell or something. But in terms of visiting, I know exactly where I want to go.
Where?
Japan. Future funk.
Wow. Okay. All right. That doesn't surprise me one. I would like to go to Japan too, but not for future funk.
Japan is like on my like top of the list. It's places I want to go. Yeah, out of this country is Japan.
For what reason though? Is it like the game culture?
It's the culture.
Okay.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I just love. It's not even that I love the culture. It's more I just want to experience the culture. I really want to see what that's about. You know.
Will you go at some point in your life? You think?
Yes, 100%.
Do you have like an ideal situation, like who to go with?
Go with me.
Let's do it. Irrelevant takes Japan.
Go to Japan. I'm telling you, dude, that'd be fun.
I'm down. Japan's on my list.
Japan's one of them.
Have you been? What places have you been? What countries have you been to?
Not much. I have been to Grand Cayman. It's mostly like tropical.
Like the Bahamas.
Yeah, Bahamas
location.
and stuff. Bahamas, Grand Cayman. What else? Canada. Canada. Shout out to
Canada.
But other than those, I don't think I've never been to the UK. I really do want to go to, this is also top of my list, but I really want to just visit Rome at some point.
Oh, you gotta.
And just Italy and
definitely
that whole area. I just want to really go over there and see that.
Dude, we should just do a world trip together.
It'd be fun. I want to so bad. See, this is kind of nerdy, but when I was a kid, Assassin's Creed was one of my favorite games, dude. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, dude, oh my God, like just playing those games and seeing the Colosseum and seeing all that stuff, it just made me as a kid, I'm like, I'm going to go there one day.
Worth the trip. It's really cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Like Venice, the canal, it's all great. I wouldn't go to another country solely because all my family's here and I just couldn't
move in, you mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't move to another country.
I wouldn't either.
Where I want to visit, I've actually been to 22 countries.
Damn.
I've gotten a pretty good amount of traveling in.
Damn.
And my top two are probably South Africa and New Zealand.
Wow.
Croatia is a close third. Croatia's gorgeous.
I've heard New Zealand is gorgeous.
Dude, so many sheep. It is just sheep everywhere. There are more sheep in New Zealand than people. Crazy. You would never think of that, right? That's what you learn by going to New Zealand. You realize there is a shitload of sheep in New Zealand.
Just like how many at once are we talking?
Oh, like you'll be driving down the road and there's just sheep everywhere.
Do they like yell at
like
you?
It's just white. There's just sheep literally everywhere.
Wait, are sheep more than just white?
Is it sheep or goat? It's definitely sheep. It's one of the two. There's a lot of goats too, I think. I'm pretty sure it's sheep. I could be totally wrong here. It's one of the two.
Do they have the fuzz?
I think they're fluffy. But now I'm thinking about, because there are a lot of them on the mountains, and there's like a lot of mountain goats. Let's go with sheep. I'm pretty sure it's sheep. It's one of the two. It's goats or sheep. Pretty sure it's sheep.
This is how this podcast is ending.
Not what I was trying to get at. South Africa, highly recommend. Gotta go if you can.
Yeah.
It's far. It's really far. But you got to go if you can. Australia is great. New Zealand's amazing. Croatia's awesome. Where I haven't gone that I want to go, Iceland.
Ooh.
I want to go to Iceland real bad. That it just like this, something about being, I love, as far as travel goes, I love when you're in a place where it's genuinely pitch silent. Like there's no one around, you can't hear anything, and you are in this state of peace that you cannot get anywhere else.
Yeah. That's that
and I
disconnect. Imagine the disconnect.
Literally being in nature and not having any source of civilization around you, to me is like That's like what traveling is all about.
Yeah.
Well, that and the culture. There's a bunch of things, but like I love the locations where you can sit there, and if no one says anything, it's just you're kind of one with nature. Like you're in it. You're there. Like
Almost,
you're really there.
Like a singularity of.
Don't even say singularity to me right now. We'll have a 4-hour podcast. All right, we'll do that in our time.
We talked about it a little bit. We're like, do you want to do one of the topics is
the singularity? Oh,
what singularities are and that whole theory and concept.
I love it. Ray Kurzweil. Oh man, Elon Musk. Oh,
that's another.
Don't
podcast.
even get me going. But yeah, I would say Iceland would be on the top of my list. Japan's on my list. That's probably it.
Yeah.
I think I want to go to Amsterdam. Yeah. I've never been to Amsterdam, and I've heard you got to go. So that would be great. I've been to Finland. Crazy. Finland, you either go, it's either light all day there or dark all day.
Yeah.
Because of where they're located. Like there's no sun or there's all sun, pretty much.
That's wild.
We went when there was all sun. You never run out of energy when there's all sun. It's nuts. So like I'm a guy that needs 8 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah.
We go to Finland. I got maybe an hour of sleep for every night in a row for a week. Like 1 hour of sleep. That's it. And I was fine. I was great. I was moving.
So is that like proof the sun energizes
it's
us?
a thing. It's a thing. We went to the casino every night. It was dark for maybe like 30-ish minutes. It wasn't even dark. It was like kind of like a blue, like a after sunset blue for about 30 minutes, and then it's light again.
Oh my God.
And you just never run out of energy. It was nuts. It's crazy. You gotta go to Finland if you can.
Dude,
or
that
somewhere
sounds really cool.
That really far north where you get that like cycle of don't go when it's all dark because that sounds depressing as hell.
Yeah.
But go when it's all light.
That sounds very life altering, like being able to see that and just see how the world.
I would love to share stories about the travel because I've done a pretty good amount of traveling and it is so amazing.
See, you've done so much more me. Like, and also my aspirations are so small. It's like I just want to go to Japan.
No, Japan's crazy, dude.
No, but like, so the top of my list of places I want to go, if we're not saying countries, is like Japan and like Rome and stuff. But the other one is actually number one for me, which is Hawaii. And that's in the country. But I want to go to Hawaii simply because that's where Lost was filmed.
Oh my God.
To tie it back around.
Dude, full circle.
Yeah. But that's a place I really want to go to.
Dude, go hit Hawaii and then go to Japan.
True.
That's your trip.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's your trip. It's expensive. That's going to be an expensive trip.
Dude, I was going to go to Hawaii this year. Literally this year.
I've never gone. Jess wants to go for her honeymoon, says I can't go without her, so.
Bro, take me on the honey. No, I'm kidding. But no, I was going to go to Hawaii this May. So I graduated in May. It was going to be a graduation present to myself.
Ooh. Oh, from yourself to yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
That's an expensive gift, my man.
Dude, no, it was, listen.
Worth it, probably.
They were going to have a Lost convention there.
Oh, no.
And it was the 10-year anniversary of like the ending.
Okay, that's
so it was like a bunch of Lost people who were like Lost fanatics who were going to go to this convention and you tour all the places that Lost was filmed. And then you watch the finale in the location the finale it shows, like in the last scene. So you're like sitting there watching the last scene in the place of the last scene.
Tell me it got canceled.
It got canceled because of COVID. Thank you, COVID-19.
I have no words.
And instead, I just stayed at home and played video games.
Oh, man. Are they going to reschedule it or no?
No.
Well, that's a depressing end of the episode because that was going to be a great point to wrap on, and now I just feel bad.
No, but let's not have it depressing though. I am motivated from it getting canceled and from all that happening that I'm going to go and I'm going to make it my own journey, not a part of a convention, not a part of some scheduled event. I'm going to go to Hawaii. I'm going to see that damn island and see what it's all about and have some wild moment. I don't know. Dude, I know if I step foot on that island that Lost was filmed, I'm going to cry. I know. I'm going to like literally drop down on my knees and cry, man. That's so deep. This describes deep. Me in like 10 seconds.
They're going to get a kick out of this. You've dropped the JC crying phrase twice in one episode.
I know.
And I respect it. Dude,
I'm an emotional guy, man.
Go to Mexico and find yourself that little peaceful place alone and just absorb that moment.
Go to Mexico.
Oh, that's in Mexico? My bad. Oh, Hawaii.
I was like, what the?
That's when you know it's time to end, bro. That's when you know it's time to end. I'm thinking about Mexico. Not even close. Not even close to Hawaii.
That's not where the island is.
You know what, JC? Just go to Mexico and pretend that it's the island. Just pretend, okay?
Yeah, but I want to go there really bad.
You should. I'm going to go at some point.
I know I will. It's like bucket list number 1. Definitely got to do it. Japan is like number 2.
There you go.
And that's it.
All right, guys. That was the second episode. It's way longer than we were expecting. I'm happy about it. I don't even care.
More content at the end of the day.
It is. And speaking of content, real quick before we end, we're going to have basically the parts of the podcast split up into sections as their own videos on our second Irrelevant Clips channel.
Are we doing that, actually?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Didn't even really tell you yet, but I just told you right now. So
damn.
There it is. So you can listen to the full podcast if you want, which you should. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to see, bits and pieces that are more interesting to you than others, they'll be basically their standalone videos as well.
Yeah.
So
we want to have like highlights and stuff of it.
Basically, yeah, like highlights of each section. So
you guys, again, want to ask us questions or have topic ideas, always feel free to leave them in the comments below on YouTube, or send us a tweet or something on Twitter with a topic idea. Hell, on Insta, literally any place, we're probably going to see it.
Send a pigeon.
Send a pigeon.
Whatever you got to do.
That's right. Yeah, send a pigeon. That's the way we're going to get the podcast things. We're going to get a little note from a pigeon. And that's it.
4 weeks ago, looks like
4 weeks ago. Talk about Tom Holland. Anyways, though, that's pretty much it for me.
We'll see you guys all next week, Monday. Make sure you subscribe, follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and have a great day.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.